Well, very good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back along to another episode of the Tenant Farmer. My name is David. As always, I hope you're doing very well. You join me middle of May still. Beautiful sunshine out there. A bit of cloudy today, but there is a breeze, and it's been a good breeze for a few days, and that has helped because today we're bringing in our hay. It's been on the deck outside for about 2 or 3 days there, just letting the wind go through. It's taken no harm at all. But what it does do is allow us to have a little bit of a cooler temperature bale, get any of that heat out there, which stops them sweating when they get inside here. So that has been working wonders for us today. They're going to be undercover there fairly quickly now. We've got one load in. There's probably about 2 or 3 loads left out in the field there. We'll have a look at that very shortly. Before we get any further, I want to just have a quick look in to see the progress we've been making over the last few days, really come on strong. The guys finished pouring the pad, and then that has all been done and finished off now. And then they've started putting the beams as well. So this is the rudimentary beams here, really, if you like. There's a lot more to go on here. But yeah, it took them only a day to get these up. Once all the bolts were in the ground and the concrete there and set properly, then this has shot up, really. And I expect to see a lot more progress over the next week or so. We're going to see a canopy coming on the front here, and then the rafters going from this higher beam here all the way down to the back. And then, yeah, there's a few more bits and pieces to go. There's going to be a post down each end in here in the middle, so where the block wall will finish and the gate will start. And then after that, really, block wall around the side, and then a bit of Yorkshire paneling and roof, and that's it, going to be done there. So this next week should really see some big gains as far as that's concerned. We haven't poured this bit here yet, because we're going to be digging a big hole here, and inside this hole we'll be putting the new slurry lagoon. What we need to do, the reason we're desperately pushing on with our bale clearing today, is because we need to empty this slurry pit here. Once we get this one emptied, we can knock the wall through and build the big one over here. And we just need to do that so we can really push ahead with the build. But yeah, so we need to do a bit more work on this side. And then also, as we come on around this side here, there's going to be another bit of pouring on this side as well. However, you'll notice this is a little bit different here. The reason being is that they've finished this off a little bit differently in there for now, and we will likely give it a little bit longer to cure there. It will start to fade off a bit more and look a bit more like this one, because this is about a week older. But we're going to be pouring a bit out here as well. The reason for this is because 2 things, really. One, eventually, maybe not this year, but eventually there's going to be a road going from the lower ground here in this corner and up to that gate up the top there, which will give us a bit of an easy loop round with the diet feeders. But what we need to do is bring this concrete out here, because we can't, as it is right now, we wouldn't be able to turn a feeder wagon around this corner. And this is where we're going to be feeding up along here. So we need to make sure that's done. And that will be the next thing to happen. So that should be getting framed up and poured soon. But otherwise, it's coming along. I'm really impressed with the speed of it. You can kind of see the size of the thing now. It is taller than the existing building. It's about the same width. And obviously the same length there. But it's going to be taller. So the roof is going to span out over the top of this roof, so we'll have to get some gutters put onto here just to catch all that rainfall, but that's not a problem at all. We'll just wait until we're finished with all the build before we add that on. Cattle in here are happy. This might get a bit of a paint up. I don't know yet. We'll see. Could do with maybe making this one look a bit smarter in the next year, just so it doesn't look too bad next to the new build. Eventually, when we do get this new concrete poured in as well for the lagoon, this is going to get lowered down, because I don't want this lip here. I want a smooth drive around here, so we'll get that one done. And it should be looking good, and of course these bales are going to have to move for that as well. But anyway, back to the job in hand today. We've already, like I say, brought in 1 load with the Massey. We took the stock box off the trailer, stuck it over there. Bale sides have gone on. And yeah, we're going to be good to go. All we need to do now is head on back down to the field there. I've got a drone nerd with me today, so they're going to stick a drone in the sky and just do a little bit of following, or I think they're going to be trying something a bit closer to me, he said. Some kind of, I think he called it some kind of like angel recording, but we'll see what that looks like anyway. Right now, bit of that. That's all hooked back up again. And then we just need to pull ourselves in and switch this around and we'll be good to go. Bale wise, like I say, I'm quite impressed with the count there so far. It is only 2nd season of harvesting or mowing anything off this field here. And it was a natural grass there, a bit of a meadow grass. It hasn't had too much on it, a bit of slurry on it in the spring, and that's about it really. And that's all it's going to get to. So we, for the inputs we've put onto it there, I'm happy. I am happy with it, and we'll continue with it again, see how it looks. I don't think we'll get much of any second cut off it at all, but we can always see how the summer pans out. The new ground that we're going to be producing hay on there, it's not looking too bad at all at the moment, and I think we should be looking to start there in about 2 or 3 weeks for the hay. I might knock some headlands off for grass. Still not sure about that. We do have a lot of grass bales for that are going to be eventually sold from the other field, but we'll see how we look. But yeah, as you can see, it's not looking too bad at all. The one problem we do have with the new ground though is that we had the agronomist out recently, and they did a bit of a soil test there, and the block that we have the spring oats on is not looking great. It's very low on nitrogen. Now we are trying to keep that ground over there free of any artificial chemicals or minerals there, really. So we need to think about what we're going to do with that. The agronomist is going to come back to us with a possible solution, because we do need to put something onto there. But we're just trying to, because we're trying to get some of the ground into organic farming as much as possible there, and sticking a whole load of 2010 on isn't going to help matters too much. So we will have to see what he comes back with there. But yeah, for now, what we'll do is just pick this one up as well. We're getting used to the loader on the tractor here for carton bales. We haven't done much of it at all with this, actually, just a little bit of general loader work. So it's nice to kind of get used to the newer, bigger machine. Of course, this time last year we were using the 5445 for all loader work, so it's bigger in every sense of the word. But yeah, we'll just get this done like that, and then we can get these two stuck on. But yeah, otherwise, yeah, everything else is going really well. Excited to see the build is really progressing. It shouldn't be too long before we're done. Some of the more, I don't really want to say fiddly bits, but the plumbing and electricity, we're going to put lights in there as well. Shouldn't be difficult at all, because we already have that into the building that's existing there already. So should be a nice quick fix there. But then after that, we'll be able to get some cattle in there soon. We are going to be over the next, I've got planned 9 or 12 months. We are going to be increasing our cattle numbers gradually, just to make it worthwhile having the new build there. So that should be interesting to see how that herd develops there, and the existing herd that we have there, and their demands are obviously going to be increased. So we need to be a bit more savvy around that and see what that's going to involve and entail, which is why I'm not selling off any of the silage straight away. We're going to keep it and we're going to see what we have. I'd rather have it in a stack out of the way in the field there that we can come back to if we need to, rather than worry and panic at the last minute. So we'll see how that all goes. And there we go. One thing is for sure, this is certainly a lot faster loader, and the stability of the tractor here allows you to pick up two without any worry. It's a lot easier. It really is. Now we are currently as well looking into a couple of different grants that we've already applied for. Several grants that we're able to retrieve or receive a lot of the funds for the concrete back. I think we're going to get about 65-70% of our investment in the concrete could well be returned. So that's fantastic, because I think I mentioned in the previous episode that is astronomically expensive these days. We're looking into, there's a few different options there as well that we're looking into for just essentially making the building as environmentally friendly as possible. So we're trying to see what we can do. Things like rainwater harvesting as well. We're going to see if we can tap into that, because now we've got a larger surface area really for that roof. So if we can do that, then that'd be great. It'll stop that water going into the slurry lagoons as well, and reduce the need to empty that quite so frequently. But yeah, that's it's all part of the various different plans really, and we'll see how that goes. Okay, we're out there. That's looking fantastic. I hope everything is going well with yourself. Do let me know what you're doing and where you're working at the moment, and what else is keeping you entertained. Oh, there we are. I might want to try and get these two a bit closer together. I think we'll just do that before we go too much further, and then we'll be able to get these strapped down soon. But yeah, the weather we've had recently since we baled this has been absolutely incredible. I can't fault it really. Nice mild breezes. We're due some rain in a week or so, which would be great for the spring drilled crops there. The winter crops aren't looking too bad at all. They've tilled out nicely. They're nice and tall. Looks like there's going to be a good crop of straw on there as well by the time we are ready to go. So all being well, we can look to see some strong returns from that. The only field that I am slightly concerned about at this moment is the spring oats. Now, because that is the first time we've taken over that ground, really, sometimes you can expect a bit of a rougher first year, and it takes a while to get the land in the position that you want it to be in there, and you know, really working for you. So we'll see. We'll come back to it though. We should see how it goes. It should be okay. And then we'll just have to stomach it for the first year. The straw, like I say, is always the important thing for us here, and as much straw as we can get will be better for us as well. Okay, so I'm gonna keep loading this up. We'll get some footage from the drone nerd as we progress through this, but we should be looking good just to get this field all wrapped up nice and quickly.
Left the big city for the simple country life. Found myself a woman that it took for me to be my wife. I was working on the ground, come the sun up to sundown. Hey, I'm trying to make a reputation for a man inside this town. Hard as I try, maybe I just can't. I ain't no up and kind of leaving me. She kissed me one time and she took my heart. Baby, you can love me, you can leave me. I'm a honky-tonk star. Yeah, I'm a honky-tonk star. Well, working 3 jobs, living out of a car. Mama never told me life would get this hard. Running around the world playing my guitar. Baby, you can love me, you can leave me. I'm a honky-tonk star. Yeah, I'm a honky-tonk star. Yeah, I know George Jones and Gary Sturt, and all them young guns, yeah, they've been through. Tell you one thing that you won't believe. One ain't nothing but a thing to me. Burn right through them like a cigarette, or a line of cocaine on a private jet. I gave them good loving like they won't forget. Baby, good Lord knows what time it is. Hard as I try, maybe I just can't. I ain't no up and kind of leaving me. She kissed me one time and she took my heart. Baby, you can love me, you can leave me. I'm a honky-tonk star. Well, working 3 jobs, living out of a car. Mama never told me life would get this hard. Running around the world playing my guitar. Baby, you can love me, you can leave me. I'm a honky-tonk star. Yeah, I'm a honky-tonk star. I'm a honky-tonk star. Lord, I'm a honky-tonk star.
Alright, and just 2 more left. We'll go and grab those ones, and then we are good to strap up and get out of here. But yeah, otherwise there's probably 1 more loadish left in here, and then we're good. But yeah, like I say, I'm pleasantly surprised by it. We didn't have... I had a very cold spring, actually, when you really want to see a bit more growth here. Didn't get too much sunshine at times, but it's done well for what it is. And considering this was just a bit of wild meadow, really, that hadn't had anything done to it for quite some time, I will definitely take it. Okie dokie, then we'll just be able to drop these both here. The cattle out we have out on the neighbour's grassland are doing very well. We're probably going to end up kicking a few more out there as well for a few days, if only because we'll be you know, we're gonna have to do a bit of work to that existing shed, but we'll see what that's gonna look like. Yeah, so far though, they've got plenty of grass to work on over there. We'll be keeping them there as it is right now, probably through August, I would imagine, and then depending upon what the autumn's looking like and how much grass we have at that point, we might bring them closer to home, or we might just leave them where they are. But yeah, it's good to have them out there anyway. Okay, right. I'm just going to get this all tied down, strapped in, and then we'll tinker on over back to the yard. It really doesn't take me too long to clear a field here with this setup. It's nice and easy. Granted, we're right next to the yard, so there's not any drawers in the tractor or anything. But yeah, it's very, very handy indeed. Very, very happy that we did eventually make this change up and this trade up here, just to give us that little bit more of an opportunity. We will be looking to bring in the contractors soon. I think they're going to come in for the slurry there. I need to get back in touch with them, but that was the original plan, so we'll have to see if they're still good to go. I can do it myself there, but with everything else going on, it might be quicker just to get them to do it, because I think they've got some pumping system they're going to try out. But yeah, we'll have to see how that looks, and yeah, we'll play it by ear. But for now, all we can do really is get this cleared today, and then we'll be laughing. Easier for me as well if I just stick this on a bit of an angle here, in around about there, we'll do it. And then we can get this unloaded. So we will leave this here as we are cracking along, I think, and then we'll get load number 3 done before the morning is out as well. I'm hoping with a little bit more hay, we'll get this filled up pretty quickly. At least get through this next bay here, and then we're good. Leaves a little bit more space to put some kit into, but otherwise it'll be all bales around here. We need to think what the straw is going to look like as well, because we've got a lot more of that coming in this year. But yeah, lots of planning to get ahead of. But for right now, we're going to leave this here. So thank you very much for watching. As always, I do hope you have enjoyed. If you have and you've yet to do so, don't forget to give it a like and subscribe for more. I have been David for now, though, your humble host of the Tenant Farmer, and we'll see you all in the next one. Catch you later.